Greetings, 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 and welcome again to Snapshot. It's the home of the 15-minute selfie with me. You know me, I'm the hostess with the mostest. So, if you would like to be my guest, I would love, love, love to have you. And hey, you can contact me with DM me, text, call, whatever you need to do. I would love to share you with my audience. Now, one thing about Snapshot that I love is that when the people come on, my guests, my dynamic, amazing guests, it's where they get to do only themselves. It's where you get to do only you. Tell us about you, what you're doing, what your dreams are, anything like that. We are wanting to hear. Okay, so without further ado, oh, I forgot one more thing. Let's just keep this real. The most important thing, hey, YouTube, you better like me, subscribe, and you set your notification bell because I want to make sure that whenever I'm on, you can get on too, and we can just be together. All right. So let me hide that. And I'm going to bring up an amazing person from out of my green room. And I first came across because I believe there is no mistakes in who you meet, right? And she is in that DMV area, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Yes, I do know. And so, but based on what we do now, based on what COVID-19 brought to us, everything is virtual. So there is no excuse for not, contributing to what she is doing. And I'm so excited about it because I have never, ever met a wine concierge. All right. So I'm going to bring her up. Let's see. Here she is. Leslie.
Hey,
Leslie.
girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Of course, Leslie. And so Leslie, tell me, how did you get into all of this right here? Being a concierge. I even like that. Is that French? That's a French name?
It is a little Francois.
Oh.
It is but what had happened was I had 19 years in public policy
Oh.
and I was ready to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about make a change, I was ready to look for another job. I wasn't planning on creating a new career. And so a lot of things lined up. And I like how you said there's no coincidences. There's just where you're supposed to be. And hopefully you're prepared for those new adventures in your life. And essentially, I became a wine concierge because I wanted to go into the aspect of distribution
Okay.
in wine. But having a background in public policy and being a truly casual wine drinker, like I just drank what I like. I really didn't know about wine. I started a wine tours company,
Mm-hmm.
and this allowed me to meet people in the industry. It allowed me to meet winemakers, to go to vineyards, and really get a front seat, no pun intended, view of the wine industry. And that was supposed to be the stepping stone of me creating this distribution business. But it was doing so well, it became so popular because there weren't tours like that in the state of Maryland that we continued to roll with it and started doing wine tastings. And then in 2020, boom, we hit a wall
Oh.
because we couldn't do the tours. And so just to pay the bills, we were doing virtual tastings. And then I realized people are going to drink regardless if I'm teaching them about wine. And and we we rolled into the Wine Concierge, which is a curated wine experience with e-commerce component to it. So it is an online store that features women and minority winemakers. And then we do in-person tasting, education, and consulting. So that is a long way of saying how I became the wine concierge.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, I have to go into your website because if you go to her website, she is full of everything. Okay. Her website has, wow. I mean, you can get if tell us about the club. Tell us about this wine club that you have that people can join. Tell us about that.
So, um, so the website is like any retail store. It's just online.
Mhm.
And we feature, like I said, women and minority winemakers. And we feature wines from boutique vineyards. We stay away. People say, do you carry the McBride sisters? No, we do not. Not because I don't like the McBride sisters or we have a beef or anything like that. However, I think that would be an interesting story to make up, but we don't, that's not the case. It's
Okay.
because they're so big and like you can go to Target, you can go, everywhere to get them. And this website, in addition to, our whole issue with COVID, the website was started to amplify and promote those small batch producers who don't have distribution, they can't afford distribution, or distributors don't carry them. So we reach out to them and we try to carry those brands. And so then inside the website, we have this club called Shades of Vino,
Mhm.
and it's a quarterly wine club that you can drink what you like and you can navigate through that wine club. So what makes us stand out, and we recently got a review, and the review, it was a good review, but the review started with, this is not for everybody, because we're not for everybody.
Mhm.
And the reason why we're not for everybody is because if you're looking for, a lot of people join wine clubs because they're able to get like a super deep bargain. That's not our wine club. You can't get like 6 bottles for $28. That's not us,
Mhm.
because we're supporting these smaller brands. And so we need to charge their worth, right? But the thing about our wine club that makes us different is that each quarter, the themes of the wine change. So you're not going to get that same wine every quarter. This quarter that we're in, it's seasonal. So we're in the fall quarter
Mhm.
and we're featuring wines from South Africa and France. So we're
Wow.
doing a comparison because many of the grapes that are grown in South Africa started in France. And so we wanted to show our wine club members that you can have the same grape, like you can have that same Chardonnay, but the Chardonnay in South Africa is going to have a different style and approach from France. And so part of the wine club purpose is to have a journey and travel through your wine glass. So that's what we do with the wine club.
And I love it. I'm not a member, but I plan to be a member. So, but I did experience that one wine that I was telling you about. I think it was OCD,
Yes.
something, something, right? But it
Yeah.
was,
Dream. Constant dream.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was amazing. But I think about the holiday season, Leslie, and
Mm-hmm.
any season, because even on that website, you have gift boxes for wine. It's beautiful. Now they have these smoke and sip places. Everybody smoking cigars. They don't went wild, right? And so you also have a box on there, so it's just not about wine. You have a t-shirt you can buy, you have merchandise that you can use and gift somebody with it.
Right,
That's
right.
just
Yeah, you don't have to be a wine drinker to go to our website, like you
mm-mm,
said. Like
mm-mm,
we recently, maybe a month ago, did a cigar and wine tasting, and I was like, a lot of people like cigars, and so we decided to bring on a travel cigar case holder and
mhm,
ashtray. So if you're fixing a box for someone, and they like cigars, you have that, and you can add the wine to it. So yeah, you don't have to be just a wine drinker, but people like accessories and things,
Yes.
tchotchkes, and so we provide that too.
Yeah, and I really like that. So I put the website up here because I was just like, oh my God, what don't they have? Maybe I should say, what don't you have? Okay, what don't you got? Let me just be grammatically incorrect here. Now,
Exactly.
so one of the things that you got going on right now is the daily deals. Tell us about that. It's going on from November the 1 to the 22nd, those daily deals. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, okay, so Black Friday is a lot of people retail Super Bowl, right? But
Mhm,
Thanksgiving is our Super Bowl.
mhm.
And because people are buying wine, they want to bring wine to dinner, they're hosting, da 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 da. So each day in November through the 22nd, we have a different deal. And let me tell you, Marilyn, this is the first year that I did this, and it won't be the last, but let me tell you, I will do it much earlier because
You got a
sitting
lot of
there,
orders.
well, and you got to sit there and figure out, like, okay, what are we going to do differently this day, and plan it out and what have you.
Oh yeah,
But it's a great way of being able to offer people opportunities. Like I think our second deal on the second was sustainable wines that we have on our site because people are environmentally. So
mhm,
we offer 25% off. And today is red wines. And
okay,
so we're offering $25 off. But there's some like really deep deals that we don't necessarily order or combos. So if you're just not sure what to purchase, we kind of packages it up for you and we ship. And as you mentioned, we're in the DMV, but we ship nationwide.
you do.
So there's only a few states that we don't ship to. And but the thing about the daily deal is you have to subscribe to it.
Yes,
So we'll post it, but you have to subscribe to it, and we will send you the discount codes so you can use the discount codes to take advantage of those deals.
I love that. I love that. Now, also, you have, I mean, when you go there, people, I'm telling you, they got wines from Argentina, South Africa. I mean, all over. And I'm not gonna say I'm a wine connoisseur. I'm not gonna say that at all. I mean, maybe I just gonna drink some wine and say I like it. I don't know. So I don't know nothing about moving the glass around, sniffing it, and all that. I don't do that. I don't know that. I'm just like, give me the drink, okay? But anyway,
Exactly.
so one of the things that she has on here, I want to talk about. So if you think about yourself, you might say, well, what type of wine would I be if I was a wine? Hey, they solve it for you because they have drink what you like wine quiz. So you go through this quiz and you find out the best wines for you or your personality. That's what I found. So how did y'all come up with that? That was pretty cool. And how does it um
Mhm.
and to be asking kind of like crazy, not crazy questions, but questions like, really? Why you asking me that? But
Right. Because they're not what type of wine do you like to drink? It's getting to the characteristics of wine that people don't think about. Like
okay,
one of the questions that people commonly ask is, if you were to drink coffee or tea, would you put cream in it?
yes.
And what that question goes to is, what is your bitterness tolerance?
Oh,
And would you add sugar to it? So it is, in wine, red wine has tannin,
mm-hmm,
and tannin, you experience tannin through that whole extraction of saliva in your mouth, but you also experience the bitterness. So
mm-hmm,
by adding um, cream or milk to it, it tells me the fullness of the type of wine that you enjoy. And adding sugar to it tells me, do you like that bitterness or you don't? if you don't put sugar in your coffee or tea, means that you have a high tolerance for that bitter. And so you will more than likely enjoy a fuller body red wine versus if you added some sweetness, and you don't have to add the whole thing of Dominoes or what have you, tells me that you do like a little residual sugar in your wine. So that's why we ask those type of questions. But it's always good because, you know, like when I started off in wine, again, I didn't know which wines I like. And sometimes it's expensive to try a wine and then you don't like it. And then you're like, oh, I just spent $20, $40 and I don't like this bottle anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
having that quiz kind of helps you steer you to the wines and the varietals and the regions that you may like.
Yeah. I
That's why we
loved
did that.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, Leslie, but I mean, I'm a logical person, always trying to figure out stuff. I'm like, what this got to do with the price of tea?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What does this have to do? But I see now. Thank you so much for that explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to move on quickly to something that really touched me, and I was so happy when I read. It's on the website again. I'm telling you, this website is packed. They got rewards. You can chat with them. They got it together on this website. Okay, that's why I keep it up here. I want you to go there. You got to go there. But one of the great things about the Wine Concierge is that they have what is called winning with a purpose.
Yes. Yes.
That right there touched me because not only are they promoting Black, Indigenous, people of color winemakers, they're also planting seeds, if you will, to help the next generation become that wine concierge, if you will, or that wine person
Mm-hmm.
through donations. Okay, which is managed, I believe, and I'm really sure now, still managed by someone else, United Negro College Fund, I believe. But
Yes, it is.
yes,
Yes.
so tell us about that. And wait, let me just say that the money goes, and you can get a science degree in, say those two words.
Viticulture and Indiology.
Okay, explain those two words really quick because I had no clue.
Oh, yes. So viticulture is the study of the farming of grapes, the vineyard. Indinology is the study of winemaking. And this scholarship fund goes to juniors and seniors in college who are studying those for those two degrees. So the way this came about is, like I mentioned, we started the Wine Concierge during COVID. And during COVID, George Floyd was killed in May. And then there was a reckoning in wine, just like in most industries, when we realized that there was a disproportionate number of non-African Americans compared to Blacks in the field. So what they found out and realized that there, at that time, it was 1% or less than 1% of Blacks in the wine industry. This is across the world.
Wow.
And this was producing, marketing, and all of the industry. You know how you try to add up everything to get the aggregate to make that
Mm-hmm.
that denominator bigger? It wasn't getting any bigger.
Wow.
So they had started this fund before COVID. And in my mind, there were a couple of things that was happening. One, we found out that there were disparities across the board, right? Two, these organizations, the majority organizations, was throwing money at people, right? Like there were all these scholarships, all these grants. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this ain't gonna be forever, right? Like this DEI, all of this is not gonna be forever. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna roll this clock back.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to myself, it's one thing to support the current winemakers, it's another thing to establish a foundation. So when all of this money is drying up and we no longer have a seat at the table, or we're bringing our own chair to the table, we have planted the seeds for future generations. So I figured we support now and support for the future generation. And so that's why I decided that $1 from every sale was going to go to the scholarship fund that the United Negro College Fund, which has a history. I know, Marilyn, you too young to remember this, with Lou Rawls' fundraiser on Labor Day.
Okay, be nice. You're right. Yeah, you're right. No, girl, I know, but go ahead.
And so it was a trusted organization. So I decided when we started the company, we would do that. And so we give every year,
okay,
from our sales to that. And so then this year, I was sharing with you, this is the first year I decided that during Giving Tuesday, which is after Cyber Monday, from every sale that week, we will donate $5 from each sale, just to boost it up, to say,
right.
Thank you for your support, and we need to continue to support the future generation.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right then, Miss Leslie, girl, our time is wrapped up. We can keep talking about some wine. In fact, we should have cracked open a bottle and be drinking it while we're talking. Okay. Oh, I didn't know. I did not get the memo, okay, to crack your wine open. But anyway, is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience before we end today?
So if you were in the DMV area,
Mm-hmm.
we have a number of events coming up. This weekend, we have a partnership with Tanger Outlet that we're doing a tasting at. And then on Saturday, we have the Deborah Cox, who is a wine producer and singer and Broadway actress.
Okay.
Freshly off the whiz. We're doing a wine tasting with her wines. And then on November 16th, with the Sisterhood Wine Down, we have our Girlfriends Giving, and we are going to do brunch in Kiki, and we have a jazz saxophonist there who will be playing all of the jazzy notes and everything while we're kikiing. So in addition to selling wine, we have other events. Check out our website. And I want to say thank you, Marilyn, for giving me this platform to share what we do in our little corner of the interwebs.
I love it. And guess what? You can email her too. And let's go find her. Facebook, IG. So I always say this every time, no excuse. Okay. So y'all need to get with Leslie and check her out. Not only does she do all of this, okay, she also comes out and just do special things with people as well, setups that you might want to be doing, almost like if I'm having something and I want to have some wine or whatever, then I believe Leslie will come out and, set it up, get some education and things of that nature. So, yeah. So I'm excited and I'm so happy you came on. And until next time, y'all know what y'all looking at, a snapshot. Okay. It's gone home with a 15-minute selfie. And I'm Marilyn Green, of course, the hostess with the mostest. Until next time, you know what they say. Peace out.